Hi, everybody. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and Geo Collaborate. It's Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. This is going to be a brief update on the tropics for the All Hazards Consortium Sensitive Information Sharing Environment, where we share information across platforms so private sector organizations in the food, fuel, transportation, medical supply, logistics, energy, communication sectors can all communicate and share information with public sector organizations like the private sector liaisons that work very hard in each one of the state's emergency operations centers. Well, I'm going to show you what's going on here in the Atlantic Ocean. You can see I have the sea surface temperature data turned on just to show you that it is warm for sure, very warm in the Atlantic. You can see the Gulf here is very red. That means warm. Also up the East Coast, all the way to the Maryland-Delaware line, basically, and then over into the Atlantic. I'm going to cover this pretty quickly here. The National Hurricane Center is very interested, and so are we, in watching this tropical wave that has moved off the coast of Africa and is forecast to move up into the Atlantic, into this area of high heat content, heat potential, and also area where it could intensify into a tropical storm or perhaps a hurricane. That's many days into the future, but we will be watching this tropical wave here. It's the first kind of significant wave that we've seen come off the African coast here in August. And so we also have up here a tropical storm Dexter. Look how far north Dexter is. I'll bring that down and I'll also put this into full screen mode, and we'll zoom in a little bit here with what's going on. This is Dexter right here. Here's the East Coast. Here is Maryland and Virginia, North Carolina. Flash flood warnings in North Carolina right now. That's the only flash flood warning area in the entire United States. I'll show you that briefly here in just a minute. There's also an area that the Hurricane Center is watching in here. We do have a little low pressure system that is formed off of this frontal system. And so we're going to see what happens as this sort of sits here and cooks a little bit. But I want to take you a little bit closer up to Tropical Storm Dexter. Look at this. It's pretty interesting. Here is Newfoundland here. And here is Dexter, the low-level circulation. And once again, it's pretty consistent. We've seen thunderstorm activity blossoming on the northeast quadrant of this storm. Let's take a look at what the latest statistics are. This is Tropical Storm Dexter as of 5 o'clock AST, winds of 45 miles per hour, the central pressure 1,002 millibars, and located 36.1 north, 66.2 west. It's moving to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. We do not expect Dexter to be any sort of threat other than to the marine traffic. We know we have marine traffic out there. I'll take the statistics off here and back out just a little bit. So you can see all in here we have plenty of ships that are transiting the Atlantic Ocean, and they'll be trying to avoid this area for sure. Let me take you a little bit closer or out west so I can show you what's going on out west. And I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. Here's the west coast of the United States. We have a tropical system that is brewing, has a high probability of turning into the next tropical system here, moving to the west, so that's good news. We also have here Henriette. So Henriette is also, and I'll zoom in here just a little bit more, Henriette also is having some growth spurts as well. You can see a lot of stable air around it here, but that is Tropical Storm Henriette. The other system that I wanted to point out here is the remnants of Hurricane and then Tropical Storm Gil. It's really nothing right now, a low-level circulation, maybe kicking up some waves from the north into Hawaii. Here are the Hawaiian Islands right in here, and Gil is really just nothing, a remnant low pressure. And it looks like Henriette is going to follow a very similar path. And what I want to show you is Geo Collaborate and show you that path that is expected. Here is Tropical Storm Henriette. And the winds right now are in a very narrow path. But you can see the forecast where it steers to the north of Hawaii. Once again, doesn't look like we'll have any impacts to the state of Hawaii, except for some swells on the north-facing shores of the Hawaiian Islands. We move a little bit further to the east. Here's that area which is most likely to develop. And yes, we have a high probability, a 100% probability that we're going to have a tropical system developing here just off the coast of Mexico, headed in this direction. Now let's move over towards the East Coast, because we do have quite a bit to talk about, and we'll do it quickly here. This X marks the spot off the southeast coast where we may have this tropical system developing. There is a low pressure system there right now, but we'll see if it takes on any tropical characteristics. There has been a lot of rain falling in the southeast, and I also have displayed the excessive rain outlook here from the Weather Prediction Center in College Park, Maryland, from North Carolina down into central and eastern South Carolina and parts of eastern Georgia, where rainfall totals could exceed 3 inches. And there are a couple of flash flood warnings happening right now in parts of North Carolina. 2 warnings there, one for Wake County and Chatham County, and also Lee County in North Carolina and Chatham County. These will expire pretty soon. 17 minutes for the top one there, and 2 minutes for the next flash flood warning, although there still will be some flash flooding that could continue. Those warnings that are going on are right in this area right here. You can see that as I've circled them with the draw here. And then the third one is in Franklin, North Carolina, Johnson County, Nash County, and Wake County. So these storms are moving. Let me put this into motion here. Are moving not very fast to the northeast. So we had a lot of storms moving over the same location. Okay, the other thing I'm going to mention here is Tropical Storm Dexter. You can see where Dexter has been is forecast to move out this way. There's the cone of uncertainty, but it's pretty narrow, meaning there's high confidence in the direction that this storm is going to move. And down here to the south is this area of potential development that is getting more and more likely from the National Hurricane Center. A 30% chance in the next 2 days, but a 60% chance over the next 7 days where we could have some tropical storm or a hurricane in this area of the Atlantic. The good news is there's some initial indications that it would recurve and get caught up on the backside of a strong high pressure system over the Atlantic and get drawn back out to sea before even impacting any of the islands or North America and the United States coastline. We'll be watching it very, very closely because we know that these things can change. The other thing I want to talk about is what's the probability that we're going to see any hurricane recon flights flying. You can see up in the left-hand corner is the NOAA Gulfstream 4 aircraft. They fly around the periphery of storms to gather environmental information to help numerical weather prediction models. And then below that, NOAA has 2 P-3 Orion aircraft. One is called Kermit, and the other one is called Miss Piggy. And they fly through the storms. These are the hurricane hunters that fly through the hurricanes into the eyes, trying to find the centers of those storms, developing storms. And right now it looks like there is no reconnaissance missions planned for the next couple of days. There was one planned yesterday for this morning, but all tasking was canceled by the National Hurricane Center for that storm that is expected at least to form off the southeast coast. So we're talking about potential flights into this area off the southeast coast. But you know what? There's really nothing developing right now, just a little low pressure system, but we're going to be monitoring it. Okay, so that's it for this update. I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and Geo Collaborate. Thanks so much for watching as we watch Tropical Storm Dexter. Really a very impressive presentation from the low-level circulation from satellite and those thunderstorms to the northeast. But the good news is all moving away from the United States. Please watch out for yourself and watch out for your neighbors. They really do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. Take care.